Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is day 28 of solving daily challenges on LeetCode. Let us see what today's challenge is. So today's problem is minimum number of arrows to burst balloons. So let us first try to understand this problem. So the given problem says that we have to find the minimum number of arrows to burst balloons. It's a medium level problem, and here is the description given. So let us try to read this description first. So it says there are some spherical balloons taped onto a flat wall that represents the XY plane. The balloons are represented in a 2D array points I, which is x start and x end, denotes a balloon whose horizontal diameter stretches from x start to x end, and you do not know what the exact y coordinates of the balloon are. Arrows can be shoot up directly vertically in the positive y direction from different points along the x-axis. A balloon with x start and x end is burst by an arrow shot at x if x start less than x end, and there is no limit to the number of arrows that can be shoot. A short arrow keeps traveling up infinitely, bursting any balloons in its path. So we have given an array points, and we have to return the minimum number of arrows that must be must be shot to burst all the balloons. Okay, so let us see example 1, which is given here. It says 10, 16, 28, and 1, 6, and 7, 12. These are the diameters of balloons given to us. Okay, so first what we will do is we will sort them in ascending order according to their start index. Okay, after sorting them, what we will do, we will check for the current index, as we are doing here. That it says what we have to do is we have to shoot an arrow at x6 and bursting balloons 28 and 1 comma 6. So how is this possible? So as we can see here, we will try to get it through an example. So as you can see that I have created here a number line where I will represent it with the help of which I will explain you. So okay, so here the given, for if we sort this, we will get 1 6 as our first pair. It means that the radius of first balloon is 1 and 6. This is my balloon 1 here. Okay, next interval I will get is 2 8. Okay, so as you can see from 2 to 8, so this second interval is overlapping with my first interval. So these two intervals are overlapping. Okay, overlap. Okay, and next after that, what I will do is I will change their intervals, because in to shoot these two balloons I need only one arrow. So I will change this interval to their starting points, maximum of their starting points. It means my first interval will become 2 and minimum of the ending point, and second interval will become my 6. So the new interval formed with these two will become 2 and 6. This is how I will proceed. I will keep on checking whether my given interval is overlapping with the next interval or not. For this, I will create a variable previous to keep a track of previous interval, and a variable current to check to keep a track of the next interval. So with the help of this, we are going to solve this problem, and this will be my current variable. So firstly, I will sort this in ascending order, then I will keep on checking whether my intervals overlap or not. If they overlap, in that case I have to take the maximum of their starting points and minimum of their ending points in order to create my new interval, which is 2 6 in the given example. If they are not overlapping, in that case I have to use that arrow and I will increment my previous in that case. Okay, so let us try to solve this problem. First we will create okay, let me change this. Okay, here first we will take int n equals to points dot size, which will give me the number of balloons I need. Okay, points dot size. Then I will create a vector int array which will store my answer. So let us create a vector int which will first let us create a vector int previous, which will store the previous variables, and initially it will be on my 0 index. Next, let us sort our given array from points dot begin comma points dot end. Let us sort this given array of points and also create a variable to count the number of arrows. So count arrows will be equals to, initially it will be equals to 1. That means 1 arrow is needed to burst the balloon. Now I will run the for loop for int I equals to 1 such that I less than n such that I plus plus. Okay, so I'm storing that count arrows in my count variable. Now next I will take the current start which will be equals to points I comma 0 index and int current end which will be equals to points comma I comma first index. So this will point to my in the given example which we have taken, this will point to, if I take the previous from here, this is my previous and this will become my current. So for this case it will be starting point will be 2 and ending point will be 8 for my given example. We will solve this question with the help of example so it becomes easy to understand. And previous start which will be equals to previous 0 which I have already stored and int previous end will be equals to previous 1. Okay, after that I have to check if my current start is greater than previous endpoint, which means that they are not overlapping. Means 1, if I take an example of 1 4 and next is 6 comma 7. Okay, these are my two intervals, so 1 and 4 will come here. So 1 and 4 will be this, and after that my second interval will be 6 and 7. So they are not overlapping. In that case, I need not to check for other cases, and I will directly increment my current arrow. Means I have to burst it with the help of arrow. So if it is greater than previous end, in that case I have to increment my count arrows, and I will also increment my previous to points I. Okay, means here is no overlapping takes place. In the next case, on the else condition, I will check for overlapping. Means there is an overlapping, so I have to check that previous 0 I will update with equals to maximum of previous start comma my current start, maximum of these two, and previous ending point which is at one position will be equals to minimum of my current end and previous endpoint. Okay, and it means that, okay, let us remove these parentheses from here. So it will be equals to this. And after doing this, we have to return the count arrows from our given loop. So let us return count arrows from our loop. Okay, so this is the whole code for this given problem, and it is quite easy to understand this solution, and here overlapping occurs. So let us try to run this problem. It is accepted. Now let's just submit this code. Okay, it is producing some wrong answer here. Okay, let us check this code. So, okay, after incrementing my else, taking the pointers here for the array and then checking no overlapping. And I think if overlapping occurs, in that case also I have to increment my count arrows, because if overlapping occurs, then single time I'm using that. Let us use this example test case, this test case here as to run our code. So it must produce 2. It's producing 9, so we should remove this from here. first we are taking the size and we are sorting points dot begin and end. Now initially my count is 1 and then I less than 1. In start will be points 0 and 1, it's correct. Then we are checking for the previous start and previous end point which is stored in previous, and if my current start is greater than that, then I'm incrementing my count arrows. And I think after this loop, let me increment it so that it produces correct output. Let us try this. Okay, so here we should initialize this previous after sorting is done, because if we'll initialize it first, then it will be according to the array which is given to us in input, and we have to first sort this array. If I'm initializing it before, it will be 715, and if I initialize it after sort, then I think it will be 34. So let us now try to run this code. It is accepted, and let's just submit this code. Okay, now it is successfully accepted and we have completed 80 days on LeetCode. So I hope this solution is clear to you. Please like my video, comment on it, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Press the bell icon to get daily notification about the videos I'm posting. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.